Antonio Sabato Jr. Welcome to Australia.
Oh, it's an honor. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So, before we get into all these questions about where you began and where you've come from,
Sure.
Tell me a bit about your life in America at the moment, what you're up to.
I just feel myself being in a really great place right now, spiritually, emotionally. I'm probably, and physically, I'm the best place I could possibly ask for. Just turned 52 years old, and I have a great partner in my girl and great children. I have amazing cats that I love, that I adopted and rescued, and I still have a great career, I believe. I have a great spirit, and I'm very humble with my life. So I thank God every day for everything that I have. I'm in a really good place.
So you started off in Rome.
Yeah, that's where the whole thing started.
Papa.
Yeah, with Papa and Mama.
You were modeling in Rome.
I was, I grew up in Italy, and my father was an actor. And, the story of my family, that's why I released the book, and it's out now. But the story of my family is fascinating. My father being born in Montelepre, outside of Palermo, and becoming one of the major stars in the world. My mother escaping Prague, the Communist Party, and going to Italy and marrying my father, and having my sister and myself, and growing up in Rome, and having all kinds of things that happened to us, the loss of our home, and so many things happened, moving to the United States, and wanted to become an actor, and learning the new language. It's just fascinating things. That's why I shared them in the book. But to me, looking back, it's just I've been truly blessed, and today is my father's birthday. He would have been.
I know. I read the post today.
Yeah, thank you.
And he's definitely in the room watching over, and he's here looking at the view, and
yeah,
definitely.
He was the most amazing man in my life, and a true angel and inspirational person in my life, as well as my mother. God bless her, she's still with us, and. I have great parents that showed me what it takes to keep going and moving forward against all odds. I remember after our house burned down in Rome, and we lost everything we ever had, and it was the four of us looking at this burning house.
Wow.
Going, what's next? And as a little boy, my parents just kept on moving. And we moved, and I mean, you gotta appreciate that. You gotta respect that. Yeah, my bloodline is full of just warrior and just humbleness and just drive. Just no matter what, just keep moving forward. No matter how it is, never look back. Look at today and just keep moving forward. So
it's funny, like with parents. My dad is one of 20. He's the youngest.
Wow.
And he was born in the war. They lost him under a table for 3 days.
Wow.
When he was born, and then they found him. And then they...
From where? From Italy?
No, in Malta.
In Malta.
So then they actually came to Australia to find a better life. And
I see.
And I think that's like yourself. I find purpose because I look at Dad and I think about, the way that he did things in life, and you kind of keep following that. Yeah,
when you think you lost everything and you still have hope, and a particular thing inside you that just keeps you moving forward. It's outstanding. Yeah. And I have it in my bloodline, and I'm just so pleased to have it. Yeah. Because I'm still going really hard at it, and having an amazing life, and been able to travel over the world and do what I do. And so right now I'm fearless, more so than I ever been, as far as what I really want in life, and I'm going to go after everything that I've done a lot. But there's still things that I want to do. There's always things, so I want to go after everything. Yeah. All of it.
I lost Dad 9 years ago. And
God bless him.
Every single year, he just reminds me spiritually, keep going, I can hear my name,
Yeah.
So tell me also, when you decided to get into acting, and then was it General Hospital that you first found your footing, or was it?
Yeah, well, we moved to the States, and I went to my goal was to go to acting schools. There was always something about the United States and Stella Adler and the acting studio, and I went to all of them. My first teacher was Nina Foch. She passed away, one of the greatest actresses of our time, and I studied with her as a teenager. She had me audition for her, I remember, and I was the only kid in a class full of adults. And I learned so much about acting and the whole process, and I just wanted to be an actor in the States and learn the language. And And so I started at a very young age, and my father was always the one to say, listen, I'm not going to support you unless you really love it. So you go to school, you do what you have to do, and then show us that you really want to, and then we'll see what we can do. And I started doing some Italian movies, and before you know it, then I got General Hospital, and that was my second time, because the first time I didn't get the job, and so I kept learning and learning. I went back and got the job on General Hospital, and I just took those opportunities and made them bigger and bigger. And then obviously, you know, I did the Janet Jackson video.
That
and then,
I definitely remember. It was amazing.
Yeah, I just had a great opportunity to do all kinds of stuff.
You've been around, even you did Michael Jackson and Janet as well. A little bit.
I got the chance to meet Michael and Janet many times. Obviously, I worked with her. Very
Chris
sweet.
Isaac.
Yeah.
I think you've done some very iconic music videos, like, and in Australia, especially when we were all in our teenage years, we used to look up to all those amazing music clips and watch them late night on the TV. And
I mean, working with Herb Ritts, you know, he directed the video with Janet Jackson, one of the greatest photographers of our time, and being part of that whole saga there was amazing. And then working with Herb for the campaigns for Calvin Klein's and doing 3 campaigns, not one, but 3 consecutively. I've just been truly blessed, you know, and and during those times, because, you know, when I moved to the States, I left high school at a young age and moved to New York on my own, and I wanted to become an actor. That was it. So for many years, I was really disappointed I never finished high school. And last year I went back to school and I got my diploma.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I showed my mom. My mom wanted me to do it for many years, and I said, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Went back, got that going. I got my real estate license. I wanted to push myself in educating myself and see if I could do it, which was extremely hard, believe me. And to 4 years and 1 month to finish that was probably one of the most compelling and hardest thing I had to do. But just things like that I try to show to my children, that it's never over.
Never.
And
I'm always studying.
You're always studying, yeah. So
I think especially in this industry of doing film, it's so important to upskill and keep going and learning the new technology and the everything that with films. It's
but to do math, you know, I haven't do math. That was the hard. I have no idea how I did, but I passed.
Should we go through algebra?
Oh my goodness! It was like a different. It was like learning.
I still haven't found any way to use it, but
no, I'll probably never use it. But I remember going through it. I said, "How am I going to do it?" And I did it. So. Like I said, you're always being, you always learn, and there's always an opportunity to do better. So,
right. Tell me about your fitness journey and your secrets and your.
There's not really a secret for me. And I've been asked all the time about, you know, what do you do? How do you stay fit and all that? You know, what kind of diet, you know, how you eat. And for me, it's a lifestyle. For me, it's a matter of I have to train every day as hard as I can, and I have to kill myself. I need it for myself. I'm not a trainer. I'm not trying to teach anything to anybody, but I've been training my whole life. And if you really want to know, I train 4 hours every day, 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon, and I train like a professional athlete. I'm 52 years old.
Wow.
But I need it. I need it for me mentally. I need it for my spirit. It's not for my career. It's not for anything else. It's just I need it. It's just my levels, my insides, and everything have to work. And my physical is very extremely important to me. And when I do that, I feel better, and I can attack the world and do what I have to do. But it's a lifestyle.
And especially for the immune system, like
everything.
Every morning I have my lemon water, my celery juice, and then I have like a concoction of smoothies.
Yeah.
Because I think the most important thing about our bodies is keeping the organs going and.
Yeah.
We love our pasta and our bread.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is crazy because when I go to America and I eat pasta, I gain weight. When I go to Italy and I eat pasta, I lose weight.
Because you're always walking?
No, because Italians and the way they cook, it's got no process.
Correct.
You know, Georgia, our she's amazing. She made it into the law. So when you eat, I could eat like bolognese, you know, carbonara twice a day, and I'm good. And obviously, I am walking more over there. But it's just how you process the food, and it's not processed there. So I try to eat the Italian way in America or everywhere I go. But when we were in Italy, we walked 20,000 steps every day and never even looked back. It's just like you walk everywhere. And I tell everyone, just when you get up in the morning, start counting your blessings and take a walk. Just look outside for a second instead of...
Take it all in.
Take it all in and appreciate that you're still breathing and stuff. and try to push yourself physically, because you could always get better, and God gave us such an amazing body that we can accomplish so much at any age. It doesn't matter.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So, the big hit.
Yeah, big hit with Mark Wahlberg and Lou Diamond Phillips. And
did you have any moments in that movie that you kind of remember, like when you look back, or was there any funny moments?
Many moments. I was so pleased to be able to work with these stars in a big studio movie and stuff like that, and we just had a great time on set, off set in Toronto where we worked. And I was supposed to be just working 3 days, and it turned out to be 3 months. Before you know it, they started adding more stuff for me, and the producers were really happy about what I was bringing to the table, doing comedy and action. Yeah. So I was just eager to go to the next level, and to work with these stars at the time was phenomenal, Yeah, great moments hanging out together, and just laughing and having a ball, man.
I mean, you look back at those days and you're just so grateful for all those experiences and everything you've done.
Yeah, yeah.
And in Australia, when I hear the name Antonio Sabato Jr., it brings back, yes, a lot of memories of watching you go through your career path.
Right.
But you're such a family man, and you've got so much faith. Your strength and everything that you bring with yourself, and even sitting here with you, you're very iconic in the sense that you've established yourself so well in every part.
Oh, goosebumps! Thank you so much.
And racing.
Yeah.
What was your fun moment there? Like, what was your favorite?
I have a goosebump thing about racing, because racing for me, and it brings tears to me, because it's my father, and it's my father and me, and I want to race again for him. I'm gonna get emotional here. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, but
I get emotional all the time with my dad,
too,
and that's right. But everything's about timing. Yeah.
But excuse me for that. I love my dad, and racing was a big part of our lives. And I turned pro, and back in 2000, I've always raced with my father. My uncle was a racer, we follow Formula One. I was the only spokesperson for the F1 Grand Prix in Indianapolis back in the day. I did things out of the ordinary. I did things that most people dream of. Yeah. Racing for Porsche Cup Series and stuff. And I've been praying extremely hard that I can get back into professional racing again, because I want to keep that name alive, the Sabato, into the racing. I want to do it for him. And so in the last few years, I really dedicated myself in doing a lot of simulation. I've simulated every racetrack around the world 1,000 times. I want to go back. I would love to race at Le Mans. I want to race in Monaco. And people are thinking, well, you're crazy. You're in your 50s. I'm in the best shape of my life, and nobody's going to stop me.
Age is nothing.
Yeah, age is nothing, especially for a guy like me. So I want to race in Australia. I want to race all over the world. I want to dedicate the racing to my father, for my family, and
we have somewhere called Eastern Creek in Sydney.
Yeah.
So that may happen. I'll have to tee it up with Max, but I'll get you into a car and you can do some fast driving.
I would love to.
When you're back again. So I know you've got a busy schedule, and I know you're back and forth from Melbourne, Sydney.
Oh, I'll race anytime.
Supernova this weekend.
We got Supernova this weekend, and meeting all the Australian fans that have been wanting to see me for many years now, and they were so happy when we announced it just recently that a few months ago that we were coming here. Everybody was just like, "Come on, now! I can't wait to see you." So I had just great memories. My two best friends, Robert Rabayev, one of your most, amazing actors from your country, is one of my best friends, and it was good to see them and spending time with them, and I have great memories of this place. I truly love this country so much. It's really similar to my personality, as far as the outdoor, the activity.
We definitely love having you here.
I love being here.
Your energy's awesome.
I love being here. I love this place. Looking back, when I did a movie called 8 Seconds to Spare that I produced on the Gold Coast, I remember finding a house not too far from Cairns. And man, I wish I bought that place, man. Back
then, the pricing would have been a little bit different.
Goodness. It was just amazing. I used to spend just nights looking outside and the beautiful just water and the islands and stuff, and just, and the kangaroos and the animals and the rainforest, and
just the nature of it all.
Yeah, I just love it, and love fishing. I love fishing, and especially deep sea fishing. And and scuba diving and diving with the sharks. I mean, these are things that I do constantly all over the world. But to do them here is just something more special. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe there's a future here in Australia for me. I was called by the higher power to make the move, because not too long ago, this year, I really made that decision. What happened was, I was talking to Katya, my significant other, and we were just discussing about life and what's next and all these things that we're talking about. You know, what are you going to do next? And it's like, just take a chance and go out there. Just take a risk and just see what happens.
I think we should definitely bring her here.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
We have to work out how Mocca's going to come, but we'll
have to bring everybody. I have to bring all the kiddies, you know, and so we sat down, and she's the reason why I'm here. She's the reason why I'm here. She's the one that pushed me to do it. And then I called my friend Robert, and I said, what do you think? And got in touch with us, you know, with Markson, my manager, who's an amazing person, and his team.
Definitely is.
And we talked, you know, freely. And I said, listen, do you think there's a chance? You know, there's something that we can do. And he was very positive, and the whole team was like, come down, we're going to make it happen. So I'm here.
So you got your book that's launching in June. Is it June or now?
The book is out now. Finally, we have it out on Amazon. You can order it on Amazon. Tony Sabato Jr., The Untold Stories, which has amazing pictures of my family and I, all the things that we went through coming from Italy and back to the States. Great stories of Hollywood stories and things that people haven't heard that I've been through. So I think it's a fascinating book with just positive, motivational moments that people can relate to. Fun stories. I look back at all the stories and I go, wow, I've been through quite a lot.
When actually writing it, you're probably going, oh my goodness, yes, and it took you back and it brought back so many memories.
I try to put as much as I could, and then when I put one thing, and I remember another thing, and then I remember another thing. Before you know it, it turned out to be a lot longer than I thought. And then looking at all the pictures, you know, with my mother story, you know, and my grandmother being the only survivor in World War II. When the Germans came in, her brother and her family, this is my brother's family, they were taken to Auschwitz and killed there, you know, and those stories are just, you know, they're heartbreaking, but that's my family, that's what we went through. And then my mother escaping Prague to go to Italy when the Communist Party came, and the death of my grandmother, there's stories there, how she passed away, which is just horrible. And just my family is so, just like I said, you know, we just don't give up. And to write it and to relive those moments made me realize also that I need to write a book about my mom too, because my mom has got a fascinating story. That will be next. That will be Yvonne.
Well, look,
Yvonne is my mother's story.
Definitely get this book that you've just put out, because it sounds like it's all your heart and soul into it.
Everything.
Definitely.
And my passion for racing, and my passion for my children, and passion for whatever you're passionate about, and just show that passion.
Australians might adopt you, and you might end up being our racing car. And your movie that's coming out in June?
Yeah.
Tell
Grace
me a little
by
bit
Night.
about it.
Grace by Night is the best movie I ever made, by a mile. It's a performance that each one of us as actors want to do and dream of doing. And when I read the script many years ago, I just said, you know, to Nathan Leon, our director, I said, whatever it takes, I want to do this. And it was a perfect time in my life to play this role, to really get into it. The movie speaks for itself, because it's just a wonderful, motivational, heart-wrenching film that people need to see, with a great message. And every single award show that we send it to, we won. You know, I won so many awards for this show, for this movie.
Fantastic.
And it's a personal venture that I went through. And I tell everyone, if this was my last film, I'd be happy with it, because it's really the best thing I ever done. And not just me, the entire film, the way it was shot, the story, the music,
Can't
everything.
wait to see.
And I hope, you know, because we have a small distribution, you know, small movies like this, you never know, but I pray really hard that the film gets seen by the rest of the world.
I'm sure it will.
Because it's that good.
Where was it filmed?
In Birmingham, Alabama.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, and we had the whole community coming together, working on something, because, you know, it's a movie about redemption. It's a movie about loss, and it's about how do you come back from a loss, you know, how do you come back from losing everything in your life and still moving forward. and keeping things together, and living life. So that's what really the core of this film is about, reaching with a higher power and surrendering to the fact that maybe this is the end, but maybe this is a new beginning. And I went
intriguing.
there. I went there as an individual. I think the movie taught me more than I brought to the film, because by the time I was done, I was worn out. I was completely, but I was so, it was, I don't know, it was just, it's an interesting thing. I was really full of a lot of emotions. That's why I do what I do.
Why not? It's
Why
your
not?
passion.
Yeah.
Antonio Sabato Jr., I appreciate your time today.
My pleasure.
And I look forward to seeing you on the tracks, some new movies, and
Why not?
please buy his book.
Thank
honestly.
you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.